I am recording a 80-year-old client that I do every 4 weeks, and she has a hard gel, so I thought I'd show you how I do my infill. Now, all nails come in all different shapes and sizes, and I feel like the internet tries to perfect everything and it doesn't have to be. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to show you what comes through my door at a very busy salon. So first of all, I take down the length. I really ramp up my speed of the e-file and I take that length down first. This is going to shorten your time by at least 5 or 10 minutes per set of nails. Then I just take it down slightly, the RPM, and then I'm going over that colour, and you can see that glides through really quickly, really nicely. Take off the colour first, and you'll see I leave a red band around near the cuticle area because I don't want my e-file bit to go in and around that nail and cause a ring of fire. So I let my sandband do that job. But whilst I've left that on, I am then taking down 80 to 90% of the hard gel. This gives me indication what's going on underneath, and I can really see the health of the nail. Just this little bit here, I did have some lifting, so I had to take that off, and I used the belly and the tip, just depending on what angle I needed, and took that lift off. But yeah, as I was saying, you can really see the health of the nail, and it will see if there's any contraindications. Then I just take my wood stick and I'm just lifting up that pocket area so that my e-file, my diamond bit, can easily fit into that pocket. And I'm taking it down to the left side and down the side wall very gently at a nice angle, and I'm taking any of that debris away. Then I flip my e-file in reverse, go down the right side, and again you can see I'm kind of tapping that flame bit over the skin so it takes off any debris. And then, isn't this the most satisfying thing you've ever seen in your life? This is cutting away any of that dead skin and most of that cuticle area. That's all dead keratin. There's nothing live or bad that you are going to take away. Now, as you can see, I'm going in with my extra fine sandband, and I'm going over the natural nail, which is taking off that red band, and then I'm going over the hard gel. And this is going to create a nice ruffled up effect, so it then is ready for me to lay down my first layer of gel, and it's got something to stick to. So again, I'm just going over that lifted area just to make sure everything is off and that my nail is ready for the acetone and the primer. Next, I'm just going over the natural nail with acetone, and this is going to dehydrate the nail, so it's taken out all the oils. And then I'm going back in with a non-acid primer, and I'm going there over the natural nail and the hard gel. And again, that gives you a nice sticky base so that your first layer of gel has got something to stick to. You will notice my client is quite jumpy, so I have to be quite firm on her hands. It's just her as a person, and she does it throughout the whole appointment. But that's not a problem. I've done her nails for years, but it's just something that she does. And again, I have to be very, very firm. So next, I'm taking a very small piece of gel, and then I'm just creating a very thin layer. I'm really scrubbing that into the nail, and then I cure all 10 nails once it's got that first layer. Then I do my slip layer, go in with my next bead. Then whatever's left on my brush, I go in with the slip layer onto the next nail, and then I go in with my bead. And whilst that's doing its thing, so basically it's self-leveling for you, I go back to the first nail. So I'm doing 2 nails at a time. And as you can see, I'm hardly doing any work. The work is being done for me because I'm letting gravity take its place. And I'm just spreading that then down to the side wall. But you can see that line of light is just perfect. And then I go back to that second nail, and I'm just going in with my fine liner brush and just making sure that everything is even out, and then I cure that, and then I go on and do the other hand with the other first 2 nails. Next, I'm just taking a ceramic e-file bit, and I'm really ramping up the speed, and I'm just going around that cuticle area to make it really nice and flush and so that it's seamless. And then I do actually take this underneath the nail. It doesn't show on camera because I forgot to film it. You'll know the part later where I kind of show it you and slow it down, but this takes off any debris underneath, but I do that right at the end. And then I'm just taking my extra fine sand band and going over that hard gel just to refine everything. A lot of people don't want to do this. I think they think it cuts their time down, and absolutely it does, but for me it's like a 5-minute job, and I just know that everything's going to be perfected. Once all the debris has been brushed away, I then take a lint-free white pad with some alcohol and I just give everything a good clean down. And then I'm going in with my first layer of colour, and I'm taking the colour very, very thin because we've got a nice pinky base going on with the hard gel. You don't have to go in with a very thick kind of colour to hide any pigmentation, because we've got that first layer of pink down. Everything just shows up brighter and better, so you can have just a very nice thin layer and everything cures properly. So like I said, I'm just going in with my first very thin layer. Obviously do that on all 10 nails and give that a cure, and then I go in with a second layer and cure for the full 60 seconds. The hard gel that I used was the Dura Gel Light in Chaos, I want to say. I could be wrong in the colour, and that is from Nail Order. It's absolutely beautiful to work with. It self-levels like a dream, and I use it on a lot of my clients, and the wear of the nail is always perfect and the retention is always perfect when people come in after 4 weeks, sometimes even longer, but most of my clients come in every 4 weeks. With my videos, I'm just filming anything and everything because this is real life. This is a busy salon. I've got 2 staff that work here, and we are back to back with clients, and I'm just showing you what we do as an everyday lifestyle salon. So if there is anything you want to see, please, please, please just write it down in the comments. I'm happy to show a video. I'm an open book. I'm happy to share my thoughts. Yeah, if there's something you want to see, just ask me and I will do it. That's if I know how to do it. So as you can see here, I'm just finished filing, and like I said previously, I did go underneath the nail because I slow a little bit down here and you will see where it's thickened up, but I just go underneath there and take that away. And this is pretty much the nail done. This took me an hour and a quarter, and from start to finish, and it will show you at the end of how twitchy my client is. But again, this is real life people. This is everyday people who want their nails done. So I really hope you like this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.